Hi guys! Welcome back to another episode of So I Was Like.
This week we are at Tin Roof in Nashville.
Thank God it's my favorite bar ever.
Becca freaking loves Tin Roof. Last time we were here, I don't know, like I haven't been to Nashville in a while. I want to go to Broadway. I want to go to like all the different bars. Becca's like, no, we're going to Tin Roof in Midtown again. Two nights in a row. We fell in love here. I'm kidding.
I did.
That's like that's a dramatic statement. Like we didn't actually fall in love. I don't want the guy I met to like listen to this and be like, this girl's fucking crazy. I can't ever talk to her again. But I did meet a guy here and he was really hot and I'm kind of obsessed with him. I haven't told him my last name yet though.
Last time I was here though, I went up to the manager and I love it here so much. I tried to get a job. And he said no.
Becca, okay, so we stayed after closing. We're hot girls, so like I don't think like they really cared. But we stayed and we literally terrorized management. And Becca was like, I need a bartending job here. Like I need to work here. I want to work here so bad. The guy's like,
no.
Yeah, no way I'm hiring this girl. And then he was just like, but you guys can record your podcast here.
I feel like every time I stay after closing at a bar, I think that like I'm a welcome guest. Like I think I'm like, everyone wants me here for sure. Yeah,
they'll hire me.
I'm part of the atmosphere now. Like I might as well just get a job, but no.
Yeah, so we pulled some strings and now we're here recording and I love it. I love the setup.
I know. Look at me now, Scott.
I know.
From Tin Roof.
Yeah, we're just thriving over here in Tin Roof, 10 a.m. on a Monday.
I know, drinking White Claws. It is 10 a.m. Oh my God, that's kind of sad. Oh well.
It's kind of, that's dark.
Whatever. It is a little dark. Okay, let's do a life update. Basically, we're in Nashville again and we are looking at apartments.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think people are scared for me and Becca to move here. I'm not even joking. I set my Hinge location to be in Nashville. I did. I just wanted to check out the scene and like see like what the deal was. And guys are swiping up and safe to say they're very excited to have me here. They say I look for attention. Really? They call me annoying. They have called me a whore. I think they recognize me from social media and that they're not happy we're moving here.
Wait, are you for real?
I'm serious, Becca. The guys are not happy that we are moving here.
I feel like they're just jealous.
I left my Apple Watch at a restaurant yesterday and the staff was tweeting at me that I left my Apple Watch there. And now I'm terrified because like these people know who I am from social media and my Apple Watch does not have a passcode on it, guys.
Do you think they went through all your stuff?
Well, yeah, because they found my number. And they started calling me.
A lot of times when, like, girls... I feel like sometimes, like, girls are, like, a little bit, like, mean to girls that are on social media.
No, I know.
And so, like, my excuse for that is always, like, oh, they're just jealous, like, all the time.
Yeah, but, like...
When it's guys, like...
There are things going on right now that Apple Watch that I don't want people...
Oh, yeah. People probably have dirt on you.
Yeah, they definitely have dirt on me. So if you hear it in the next few weeks... It was not my fault. It was not my fault. I swear.
Another life update, though, is that it was my birthday last week, and I got my first parking ticket ever.
And I saw her on her birthday.
Yeah, I did see you on my birthday.
Well, you don't remember seeing me on your birthday.
No, I wasn't even there. I feel like I wasn't. People were bringing me bottles, and they were like, and that's when I don't, it's all black, like my memory, but like it was my birthday.
You had fun, though. Like, you didn't do anything like too bad, I would tell you.
I mean, I saw myself on a bunch of like stories and it's really bad.
Yeah, sometimes I have a night like that and I wake up and I'm like, I'm not even looking at my phone. I don't want to see what I was doing last night. I don't want to know who I texted. I literally sit there and I stare at the wall for like 4 hours and I'm like, all right.
It's one of those
time
things
to brave the storm.
Like, you might as well just keep drinking, which is very toxic. Like, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
But like, I did the next day. I was just like, I'm going to pretend like life isn't real. And then we just walked around like the streets.
And now we're here.
Yeah, now we're here.
So I guess this kind of goes into my life update, the story time I'm going to tell today. I need a drink because I need to mentally prepare for this story time.
I know, I'm excited for this one.
Becca kind of knows the story because when it happened, I was so freaked out the next morning. I texted her and I was just like, Becca, like, you're never going to believe what happened. Like, she couldn't even get the full story because I just couldn't gather my thoughts. So I couldn't tell her the whole story.
Okay, tell me.
This is the first time she's hearing it. Okay, so right now I'm in between living in Tuscaloosa and Nashville. And I'm still paying rent on Tuscaloosa. Mm-hmm. And so I don't have a place in Nashville yet. And we haven't found a place. So I don't really want to be in Tuscaloosa because none of my friends are there. So I've been staying in Ohio with my best friend from home. You met her.
Court.
Yeah. Okay. So in Ohio, I may or may not have met a boy. And I was only hanging out with him. This was the second night I had hung out with this man.
Okay.
And we were out at a bar. And he goes, my ex is over there. And I was like, okay. And he was like, she's like psycho. And every time a guy says his ex is psycho, I'm always like, what'd you do?
Exactly.
I'm like, I know you're a piece of shit. Because like when guys call me psycho, I know it's because I did something psychotic, but they made me do it.
Girls don't wake up one day and just decide to be a problem.
Until this girl.
You think?
Oh,
so this is the exception to the rule?
This girl is the exception to every fucking rule you've ever heard in your fucking life. This girl needs serious, like, mental evaluation. And I don't say that lightly. And I know it's so bad that I know she's going to listen to this and she's going to be like, hey, that was so cute of me to do. Like, that's how, like, crazy this fucking girl is.
Okay.
All right. We're going to call her Kayla.
Okay.
All right. So he's like, Kayla's over there. Like, she's psycho. I'm like, okay. His friend, let's call his friend Mike.
Okay.
Mike walks by Kayla, and Kayla pulls Mike over and goes, tell the guy I'm with, we're going to call him Brandon. Tell Brandon to get away from that ugly bitch.
Stop.
I'm fucking serious.
No, that's, like, not called for.
They have been broken up for 3 years, by the way.
Okay.
And she's out here, out at a bar, looking at her ex with another girl and calling her an ugly bitch when she doesn't fucking know me. Well, hold on, pause. She does know me because 3 fucking weeks ago, she came up to me at a bar. Oh my God, your Twitter, like, I love your Twitter.
Oh my God.
Yes. So now she's calling me an ugly bitch just because I'm literally there with her ex. I wasn't even touching him, kissing him, or anything. He bought me a drink. That's literally it.
And she said you're an ugly bitch.
She called me an ugly bitch.
Oh,
so
that's
then,
so sad.
Brandon buys me my drink, and he goes and he just sits down, and I go back by my friends. Because we weren't really there, like, just us. We were with, like, a whole group of, like, people, like, our whole friend group.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to my friends, and I'm looking towards him where he is sitting. And he's just sitting on a chair. And I see Kayla come over and take her drink and dump it over this man's head. And my friends have their back turned towards him, and I'm like, guys, like, you will never believe it. I was like, Kayla just dumped a drink all over Brandon.
All because he bought you a drink, or did something else happen? Like, were you guys, like, making out in the bar?
No, I swear I don't make out with guys in public.
I know.
I really don't. Like, I don't like touching them or anything in public. I was like, oh my God. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I hope this girl doesn't come for me because I'm not a fucking fighter. I don't fight. Yeah. Like, I'm all set on that. Like, yeah. I'm good, but my friends are fighters. So they had to get involved. There was almost a physical altercation. So Brandon, in response to getting a drink poured on his head, he just took his, like, the rest of, like, his ice or whatever and splattered it, like, on this girl's face. Which, I mean, you're a guy, you shouldn't really, like, go back and, like, dump a drink on a girl, but it's not like he hit her or anything. Like, it was just kind of like a physical, like, instinct.
Getting a drink poured on you is like, it brings something inside of you.
No, it's the worst because you're out and now you're soaking wet, you're uncomfortable. Like, fuck that. I would do the same fucking thing. If I would be my ex. I would pour the drink on them back too. So they, like, remove the girl from the bar and everything seems to be okay. So then we go to a different bar. And it's time to go home. So I go home with Brandon. Mm-hmm. And I guess Kayla was outside the second bar we were at. And she saw me leave with Brandon.
Oh, no.
And I go home with Brandon. Everything seems to, like, be fine. We go to sleep. And I wake up at, like, 4 a.m. And I hear, like, this girl and this guy and, like, another girl, like, all screaming outside. And I hear, like, banging and stuff. Oh, my
God.
And I'm, like, trying to wake Brandon up. I'm, like, shaking him. I'm, like, bro, like, there's, like, something going on outside. Like, and he wasn't waking up. He was, like, so deep in sleep, he was not waking up. So I go back to bed, and then the next morning, his roommate starts banging on his door. He's like, Brandon, yo, like, wake up. Like, someone vandalized your car.
Vandalized? The word vandalized?
They were like, there are eggs all over your car. Eggs? Someone painted all over your car. This girl took acrylic paint and splattered it all over his car. She took her key, put it in the front of the car, and then walked back and keyed the whole side of the fucking car.
Okay, let me circle back. They've been dating. They dated 3 years ago.
They dated 3 years ago.
That is insane.
They broke up when he was 19.
Okay, in my head, every time I break up with a guy or like hook up with a guy, they're in love with me for like 10 years after.
Same.
But I'm kidding. Like, I'm not for real.
No, yeah,
like, you know?
no, exactly.
That's actually crazy.
It's actually insane. So I'm like, what did you fucking do to this girl for her to like act like this?
You think it was the guy's fault, or do you think it was Kayla being actually psycho?
Honestly, I think she was actually being psycho, because I was talking to my friends and I was like, do you think he like did something like really fucked up to her? And Court was like, no, because this is the craziest part. This is what like really shows how fucking nuts this girl is. She goes around saying that her ex-boyfriends gave her herpes.
Did they? What?
No, she's lying. But my thing is like, how because I know the guy. Like, I know he doesn't have herpes. She is so psycho and so like obsessed with her ex-boyfriends and so like insecure about them moving on from her that she is willing to tell her entire school she has herpes herself, just to say like they have herpes so no one will get with them. So the whole school thinks she has herpes. It sounds
like this girl actually needs to go to an institution.
She actually needs to go to an institution.
Which, like, nothing wrong with that. Like, if you have mental issues,
there's nothing
but you
wrong.
shouldn't be running around in the world.
You shouldn't be running around in the world with no counseling whatsoever.
No, like, that's not okay.
Like, also to call me an ugly bitch, like, I'm sorry.
Let me go back to that.
Let me go back to that, because this is what ticked me off. I will never make fun of a girl's looks first.
Yeah, first.
But if you're going to call me an ugly bitch.
Second, maybe. Not first.
Like, look in the mirror, because you have pig-like features. Okay. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. And don't call other girls ugly. And then don't act like that. Like, it literally, you're showing the world, I'm not over this guy that I dated 3 years ago.
Right.
Ladies, the moral of the story, the lesson here is that you never want to act like that. You never want a guy to be like, oh, she's still obsessed with me 3 years later. Because he gets to go around and tell all his friends, look what she did, she still loves me. Even though this girl has a whole fucking boyfriend too, to add on to it.
Oh, shoot.
That's the worst thing you can do for like your confidence, your reputation, like everything, is to make people think that like you're this obsessive over a guy that you dated years ago.
Don't get me wrong, though. Sometimes it is fun to be a little bit crazy, like in the beginning. But not 3 years.
But not 3 years later. Like, you actually
crazy.
look psychotic.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't do that. So you want to know what Kayla needed?
What?
Some Sunday scaries.
I agree. I literally love Sunday scaries. I brought this like on my own. I take these every night. I took one last night when we were together.
Mm-hmm.
We
were about to go to bed. She was like, let me take some Sunday scaries.
Yeah, so basically it's like a CBD gummy, and it just like makes you calm. There's no THC. It doesn't get you high or anything, but like it helps you
with
be
like
a normal person.
It helps your like mind stop running too.
So if Kayla had taken that, she would not have taken that cut.
Kayla, sweetheart, I actually have a few like free bottles. If you want to reach out to me and apologize for calling me an ugly bitch, I will actually give you some free Sunday scaries, and you will never embarrass yourself the way you did the other night.
It doesn't even have to be for crazy people like Kayla. Like, I know entrepreneurs take it, professionals, students, creatives, party animals, that sounds like us, and sexters and drunk texters. Everyone in between. Take a Sunday scaries.
And if you use the code STAYLOYAL, you will get 25% off the entire website.
Yeah. But today we are talking about vulnerability.
Becca, take it away. Tell them why we have to talk about this week.
So I've noticed that Alyssa has a little bit of a hard shell to her. And I've noticed that I think people think, like earlier today, people were saying like, you're the devil and I'm the angel. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that's like 100% true.
Becca sees the good in me, guys.
She's
like a really good friend. Like, she sees the good in me.
I just think you don't show that to like the public. Like you have like a great like switch like that goes on and off. I've noticed like in front of people, when people come in the room, it seems like you're great at like performing and being like the funniest person ever, but like people get a misconception about you. I really think, like, even on Twitter, like I read your tweets and I'll be talking to you 5 minutes before and it'll be like, you'll be like, I'm so sad about this guy, and then I'll look at your Twitter and it's like, anyways, I've never liked a guy in my entire life. So I think that like it's like part of your like not act, but like your like comedic, like I think it's like therapeutic for you to like put up a heart. Is it? Do you think?
Absolutely. I think it's like for me, it's like I find it like a coping mechanism to be able to be like, I can turn this into a joke and make people laugh.
I think when people hurt you, like it's easier to make. I used to do this. Well, I kind of do the same thing. Like it's easier to deal with maybe if like you're like, well, I don't care. Like fuck that guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or like this. Like I've never cared about a guy in my entire life. But like sometimes I think it's like a little bit endearing to be like, no, I was sad. Like, I don't know.
I know, but it's just so hard for me to, like, tell a guy, like, I'm always scared that, like we were talking about this. Like, with guys, I'm scared to show them that I like them.
Yeah, I know you are. But why?
I'm just scared they're going to be like, oh, she's, like, obsessed with me and I don't like her like that. Like, that, like, to me, like, that's a huge blow to my ego.
But I think you need to separate your ego from like having feelings. Like I did the same thing all throughout college. I did the same thing where I was like, I don't care if we're just hooking up. But then I knew I cared because if I saw them making out with another girl like in the bar or something, like I was mad, you know? So I knew I secretly cared.
Yeah.
So I think you need to like decide, like maybe if you do meet a guy and you're like hooking up with him or you're talking to him, just picture him like with another girl. And if that makes you really, really mad, that's how you know you have feelings. So like, but I don't think there's anything wrong with a new thing that I've started doing is I like before I hook up with a guy or like if we're talking, I like make it clear I don't just because right now I really don't just want to hook up like a random hookup on a Saturday night. So if I like set my terms like before where I'm like I don't really want to do but if you do want to do a one night stand, that's fine. But
yeah, no shame towards that.
Right.
I'm kind of growing out of that too. Like I don't want to just like go home with like a random guy and
I think it comes in cycles. It's not even like an age thing.
I go through like stages where like I'll go 9 months without hooking up with anyone new and then like in a month it's like
yeah, there are like dry spells and then they're like I don't want to even like look at a guy like after I hook up with you, just get out of my face. But I think that if you secretly like you have to be honest with yourself, like do I secretly kind of like this guy or like am I putting on a front or do I really just want to hook up? Because if you think you even have like a slight feeling that you secretly like this guy, then I think that before you hook up, you have to say like, I don't, because you know guys categorize girls by hookup versus non-hookup.
There's like boxes. Apparently, I saw this in a TikTok. Like a guy will like meet you and he'll put you into like 1 or 3 boxes. Like 1, you're just a friend.
Yeah.
2, you're just a hookup, or 3, he like wants to date you.
Right. So like you need to like. Guys will listen to anything you say. Like, if you say, I just want to hook up, they're gonna believe you. They're not gonna be like, maybe I can convince this girl to fall in love with me because I think that's what girls do. We like.
I absolutely do that.
Yeah,
I told that story in like the first episode
of like trying to secretly
like, making sure like I don't actually like them. Like I just want them to like love me.
Right, and I think that we think, oh, maybe if I pretend like I just want to hook up, then the guy will do that like psychological thing where they like try to convince us to like fall in love with them.
Do
but
that.
Guys aren't that smart.
They're not that smart.
I don't think they think like that.
They just go with the flow. Like,
yeah, they're just like, okay, she just wants to hook up.
Like guys are really not as complicated as like girls are, and I know that sounds like that's not me trying to be like, oh, toxic masculinity, like guys don't have feelings for girls, but like guys really don't think intricately about like girls when they're just hooking up with them because they do put them into that box and they're like, I'm just hooking up with her. So Becca knows this with this guy that I was hooking up with. And he said something to Becca and it actually like upset me when I heard he said this. Like it made me cry, not because like he said it, but because it like hit like a nerve. He like said to Becca, he was like, she doesn't catch feelings for guys.
Which like every girl catches. They've been hooking up for months. Like that's why I'm saying Alyssa puts on such a hard shell.
Yeah,
of, like I don't care.
But you know that he knows that like
that's what I'm saying.
It's a hard shell.
So it's like an easy out for him, for this guy to be like she doesn't catch feelings, so I can hook up with other girls. Like why are you like, mad at me? You know, can I tell this story or no?
We were all out and I went to the bathroom and he asked the server for her fucking Instagram, and obviously Becca told me because she's a good fucking friend.
This is the place that I worked. Like I got him a table at the bar I worked at, and it was a Saturday night and like prime time. Yeah. I got us a huge table, and they were acting like they were dating Alyssa and this guy. And so I was like, "Oh, this is fun!" Like we were having a fun night.
Like we were having fun. Like it was clear that we were gonna hook up that night.
Alyssa goes to the bathroom, and then he gets my coworker's Instagram,
thinking that I would never find out. And like no, honestly, he probably knew I would find out, but like he thought that I didn't like him, so like it was like I don't have to respect her.
not to be really psychological, but I think that he knew you liked him, but he knew he had an easy out of like, Alyssa doesn't care about guys,
exactly.
so I can just do whatever I want and then use that as an excuse.
Right.
So I don't.
So like when I got mad at him and I was like, I said to him, I was like, I'm not dating you. Like, I don't care if you're getting other girls' Instagrams. I don't care if you're hooking up with other girls. I genuinely am not. But like, don't like disrespect me and like do it like when I'm in the fucking bathroom, because that like hurts my feelings. And like, I do have those.
But do you think that you really don't care if he gets other girls' Instagrams?
Honestly, no. Like, if I'm not around him, I don't give a fuck if he's like getting other girls' Instagrams. Like, the things I've been doing recently, like, I could not give a less of a fuck if he's like hooking up with other girls or getting other girls' Instagrams. But like, obviously, like, I don't hook up more than once with a guy I don't like. So like, for him to be like, oh, she doesn't catch Alyssa, she doesn't catch feelings for guys, so I can like disrespect her and ask a server for her fucking Instagram when she's in the bathroom.
Right.
Like, that hurts my feelings to think that like you think I'm that cold-hearted.
And that's why I'm saying to you, I think you really should start. Like, I know it's kind of a difficult, and it like probably for you really feels like you're like exposing yourself emotionally to be like the first time you meet a guy to be like, I don't want to just like hook up with you one time. If you really secretly don't, then maybe you should just like start saying that, you know?
Yeah.
Because you do put on a huge front, and like it's obviously like it's like funny and stuff, but like they can do this to you. Like they can like get your server's Instagram.
I know. I was saying this to one of my friends the other day. I was like, I think for me, like, I put on that front and I act super like cool and laid back around these guys. And I'm like, yeah, I don't care if like they hook up with other people. Like, we're not dating. And then they think they can like take it a step further, and they think like, oh, she's like cool, she's laid back, like I can do whatever I want. Right. And they don't understand that like there's this line drawn, because I'm so obsessed with putting on this front and putting on this shell, being like, I'm a cool girl, like I'm laid back, I don't care, like do what you want.
Mm-hmm. And I think that you guys just need to get to know Alyssa. Like, I really do. I don't think we're that opposite. Like, I think I just am so honest about everything that I feel ever.
I'm not,
and you just
like,
haven't
I'm
gotten to
not
that
honest
point.
about my feelings ever.
But you can be. Like, I was in college and I was like trying to act like I was such a fuckboy. Ha ha ha. Like, I don't care about anything. But like, I think maybe it comes with time, but I really found that like when I'm more honest with a guy about how I'm feeling, because you're so confident and you know you're hot and like you know that you can have whatever you want in your life. So I don't understand why you don't like connect the dots of like, if I want a guy to date me, I can get a guy to date me. You know?
No, I know. And like guys, we talked about locals and like, was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
We talked about locals and how locals are just guys who like, you know, you can like do better than.
Right. But
and I will go for like a local and be like, there's no way he likes me. Like, I don't know. Like,
yeah, it's a confidence issue. Like, I think that you know,
like,
on
I'm confident
paper,
in like the actual world. Like when I come here or like when I'm on like doing my job, like I'm like confident. But when it comes to like relationships and feelings and like vulnerability, I'm like not at all. Like, I overthink everything, every single thing I overthink.
I think that there's something deeper going on. Like, not to get really deep, but like you have like a deep, like rooted, like self-esteem issue. I think.
I don't know if it's like a self-esteem issue though.
Maybe it's like, I don't know, you just need to like yourself more. I think
I need to believe that like people like me too.
People like you.
Like, cause sometimes I think to myself, I'm like, I'm the only one who like thinks these good things about me.
That's really dark.
No,
like, you
so
need to go
dark.
to therapy. I always say this as a joke.
I was going to therapy, and guys, I swear this girl like looked at me like a reality television show, and I was like there for entertainment. I'd be like, yeah, so let's talk about this super traumatic thing that happened to me when I was 14. She's like, but what's going on with so-and-so? Like, she would like want to hear like, she thought I was like,
because you're probably performing in front of her too.
I was probably performing for her.
Yeah, I can turn it on and off. Like, I don't have to do that in front of a therapist. Like, I used to have a therapist too. But I think you need a different one. Because mine worked.
Sorry, Hannah. Like, she keeps sending letters to my house, and she's like, I really suggest you continue counseling. I was like, disagree.
I think you should. I agree with Hannah in this case. Just like be real next time you go to like a therapist. But like, tell her what you're actually feeling instead of like putting on a hard shell for your therapist. Like, they don't care.
The hard shell is just like in front of basically everyone that I'm not like close with. Like, Becca like has seen me like without the shell on.
Yeah, and you're like, I love you. Like, I don't understand why you're like hiding it.
I don't know. I don't know. It's so hard for me to
this
just,
episode
like,
is
be
super
vulnerable.
deep.
Yeah, sorry. This episode is so deep.
Sorry if you were like expecting like a huge laugh, but I don't know. I feel like there's some work you have to do emotionally. For sure.
Agree.
But
we'll
like,
work on it, and I'll keep everyone updated.
You're not alone. Like everyone, probably people listening, everyone in college like is like that. Like all girls in college are.
Everyone goes through it.
And I'm sure like a lot of you guys can relate anyway. So.
But Becca, do you know why I'm scared to be vulnerable?
Why?
Because what if he fucking cheats on me?
Oh, that's so true. But speaking of cheating, should I do the loyalty test
Yeah.
now? Okay. So basically, if you guys don't know what the loyalty test is, girls will have me DM their boyfriends to see if they'll be loyal to the girl. And I know it's controversial, but I swear to God, like I get maybe like 100 DMs a day from girls wanting a loyalty test. And if you want one, you can DM at So I Was Like Pod. So here is one today. So this girl told me her boyfriend lived in Chicago. So I slid in his DMs and then I said, hi, smiley face. He said, have we met? And I said, no, haha, I just saw you lived in Chicago and thought you looked cute. He said, oh, well, first of all, I have a girlfriend. Second of all, you're underwhelming to me. So it's like, oh my God, he passed. Like, thank God.
No, he did pass. I respect him for being like, I have a girlfriend.
Right.
You don't have to tell the girl, though, that she's
I'm
underwhelming.
That's a little mean, right?
That is a little mean. Sometimes I'm always like, oh, wait, no, because she asked you to do this. I was going to be like, do you think the girlfriend, like,
Oh yeah, no. I think
no,
he was probably trying to screenshot it and like send it to her and be like prove like even if like a random girl
like hot girl is like
is like sliding in, he's gonna be like loyal to her. So I was like, he passed. And then 4 hours later, he said, okay, so we just broke up. I do live in Chicago. I'm down to hang tonight if you're free. Why would I ever hang out with a guy who said I'm underwhelming?
All right, I have like some theories.
I would love to hear your theories.
Do you think they actually broke up?
I don't know.
Or do you think he said that to get the screenshot and then he was like, all right, time to dive right back in?
I think you might be right. I think he might have sent that and like maybe was on good terms with his girlfriend. Maybe like she was like, I love you so much. And then he was
like, all right, cool. Now I proved her I'm not a cheater. Like, let me do it.
Right.
Like from someone who's been shady in relationships before, like that would be like the first thing I do.
Is say like, oh, look like, how loyal I am.
Yeah, look how loyal I am. Like I would never do that to you, baby. And then be like, all right, now that I got that out of the way. like a little pregame to like cheating. Because the underwhelming part does seem like he was going to send it to her.
Yeah, because why would he say that to, like, okay, come on. Like, oh, that's mean. This guy was not cute. Like,
my other theory is, do you think that happened and then he was like, fuck, like I could get like this like girl with like all these followers? Because guys, like, they're shallow. They care about Instagram followers. Like, do you think he was like, I could get a girl like this? And he actually broke up with his girlfriend. Yeah,
I might have like boosted his ego a little bit.
You might have.
Girl, and then he was like, fuck this girl.
We need to create like a fake account and just make it like really like
look like a
so
real.
Like we're not like we don't want these guys to think that like we're actually into them.
Yeah, I guess I don't really care because most of them are random local guys that I'll never see in my entire life. But like I feel like sometimes it looks like I'm spam, like because I have like a random amount of followers. Saying. So I feel like they probably are like, this is definitely a test. Like maybe they've seen it. Like I don't know.
They could have seen it.
It happened twice though where I slid in and they knew me from TikTok.
Really?
They were like, you're the girl. Like I'm not stupid.
Oh, shit.
I was like, damn, I'm famous. But anyways, you guys, if you want a loyalty test, follow us on So I Was Like Pod. You can DM my personal account, which is at Becca Moore.
And make sure you follow both of our personal accounts, Alyssa Schoner, Becca Moore. Follow the Instagram, So I Was Like Pod. And do not forget to rate the podcast 5 stars and leave us a review.
If you don't, I might have to beg Scott to give me a job at 10.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Becca got fired a few weeks ago, if you don't remember. So
I
like
did.
you need to do this for the sake of Becca and her bank account. But if you don't have anything nice to say, like don't say it. Also, don't fucking lie in those reviews. Some guy said we talk about prostitution in the first episode. I was like, never did we ever talk about prostitution. So yeah.
The fact that I just had to think back and be like, did we?
No, we didn't.
I don't think we did.
I mean, we could have. No, but we didn't. So don't fucking lie. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. Or, I don't know.
But other than that, we love all of you. Thank you guys for all of your TikToks and everything you sent us.
Oh, yeah. Thank you guys so much for all of that. We love that.
Love you guys.
Bye. See you next week.